the association. And now they're up against a Minnesota defense that ranks top 3 in the playoffs in defensive rating. Would love to see the Warriors get just one more win here to guarantee a Game 6 at home with Steph Curry possibly returning. Don't know if that's going to happen, but there were a few props that I found that I think could be interesting. Anthony Edwards over 12.5 rebounds and assists. He's 2 for 2 on this prop in the series. He's 6 for 7 on this prop in the playoffs. The thought process is if Golden State takes the approach of we can't let Ant beat us, that opens up opportunities for him to get teammates involved. He had 14 rebounds in game 1. He had 9 in game 2. And then if Golden State is less efficient scoring without Curry, which we're saying they are, then that would leave more rebound opportunities for Ant. So the over 12.5 rebounds and assists for him. And then kind of taking a similar approach to Jimmy Butler's prop as well, over 12.5 rebounds and assists, which actually now is 13.5. So the market moving my way. But when you look at his past results, it doesn't really favor this prop. He's gone over it in just 5 of his last 10 games. But the similar thought process in that Minnesota knows Jimmy's kind of the man left here. So they want to force Golden State to beat them with somebody else. Butler's going to have to get other shooters involved, which opens up the more opportunities for assists and rebounds there. And then I want to give another one out here from our colleague, Zach Cohen, because I thought it was super interesting. Naz Reid over 11.5 points, and he is laddering it up to an alt line of Reid to score 18 plus at plus 310. So Reid is playing 32 minutes a game. That's up from his regular season average of 27.5. And it's taking the minutes away from Rudy Gobert, who is averaging 26.5 minutes per game in the playoffs, down from his regular season average of 33.2 minutes. And their net rating, or their efficiency differential, Naz Reid's is much higher than Rudy Gobert. Gobert is in the negative. And Reid is knocking down almost 46% of his threes since the start of the playoffs. So that's from Zach Cohen, Naz Reid over 11.5 points. By the way, you can get daily best bets from our cappers in every sport if you sign up for VSiN Pro at VSiN.com/subscribe. And right now, VSiN's running a fantastic deal for you. They're slashing the price of the annual subscription. It's normally $240, but right now it's just $199. And if you sign up today, they'll even throw in an extra 2 months for free. So that is 14 months of VSiN Pro access for less than 50 cents a day. But there is the catch. You got to use the promo code PRO. That's PRO. You'll get 14 months of access to VSiN's daily best bets from our hosts and our guests, exclusive betting splits from DraftKings and Circa to help you be more knowledgeable and make the right picks. You'll get 24/7 live video access and full show replays on the VSiN Watch app. Plus, you'll get
And we welcome you to Boucher Field here in Toledo, Ohio, as Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, part of the iMedia One Network, is proud to bring to you Cleveland Cobras football here as we get ready to kick off this 2025 season. And today the Cobras, they make their way west as they get ready to take on the Northwest Ohio Warlocks. Hello everyone, Jim Craven with you along with the coach, Bob Gessler. Matt Craven making the trip with us this week as he's going to push the buttons and keeping us on the air as we get ready for week 1 of the 2025 season. An interleague matchup here between the PAFL and the PFA as we had a little bit of a late start here. Some personnel not here, namely the officials, but we seem to have gotten that fixed up, and we're going to get ready here just momentarily as we get ready to kick off this season. Cobras coming off a playoff appearance last year. They bowed out against the WPA Wildcats in a classic overtime matchup down in Pennsylvania. They look to rebound this year, and there will be a lot of new names here as the staff here with the Cleveland Cobras, including head coach Adam Rogerson and owner Jesse Caldwell, bringing some fresh names here. We'll get to know during the season. Of course, you will hear some of the usuals, the longtime Cobras here that have been with the team for many years and built that foundation. And for the Northwest Ohio NWO Warlocks, that's what we're going to call them there.
Just say Warlocks.
There we go. They were last in action last week. They were at InfoCision Stadium in Akron as they took on the Cuyahoga Valley Rapids. That game, kind of an odd one here. Officials didn't show up there. They treated it as a scrimmage. It lasted just about an hour. And the score on the scoreboard at the end, Coach, was 28-0 in favor of Cuyahoga Valley. But the Warlocks looking to get back into the win column. The Cobras looking to make a good first impression in their first game. And we knew, you and I know especially, in that first game, you really don't know what you have.
Right.
You've kind of had some maybe inter-squad scrimmages or whatnot, but now when the action is real, things kind of change a little bit.
Yeah, what I always say as a coach, I said, you beat yourself up for all those weeks and knocking the snot out of everybody. Then you want to just finally, you get the chance to hit another color, and you want to prove yourself and make sure you guys are sharp. But knowing the first game, I'm sure there's going to be a little slot behind it, and that just happens. I mean, it's how it goes. So
I want to thank everybody for joining us here. If you're watching in on Facebook, on any one of the Facebook accounts here, including Cleveland Cobras and the iMedia One Network. Also along the audio network with Live 365, Western Reserve Radio, City View Sportscast, as well as TuneIn at Western Reserve Radio. I want to thank you for joining us here as we kick off this 2025 season here in Toledo, Ohio. Several games on the docket tonight here as we'll try to get things started with some scores. Again, this one was scheduled for a 6 o'clock start. That one is going to be delayed. Coach, there was a coin toss. Did you catch that?
Yeah, what happened is the Cobras will be will be kicking off, and the Warlocks will be receiving.
Warlocks traveling late last week in InfoCision Stadium. This week, hoping to have a little bit more of a better performance here as they will come out in their all-black uniforms with the red numerals, black helmets. Cleveland Cobra is going to be in their white tops with the green detail, the black pants, and the black helmets with the green and black stripe down the center, and the traditional Cleveland Cobras logo. Not much to speak of in the way of weather here. A little bit of high clouds here, and we got right around 82 degrees as we're going to stand by for our national anthem. Our nation's national anthem as we get ready for some late spring football action, Coach, and that is becoming a thing here. The UFL in action. We listened to that on the way up, and plenty of football to go around if you're a fan almost all year long now.
Yeah, we experienced that a year or so ago when we were up at the championship game at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, and that was it starts us out and gets us in tune for high school football coming up.
Certainly, Ben Lyons getting ready to kick this one off for the Cobras. And Ben going to kick this one deep. It'll head towards the goal line, into the end zone, and actually be brought out by the Warlocks. They'll bring it out to the near side, out past the 10, 15, and fight his way down near the 20-yard line. That's where the Warlocks will take over 1st and 10. To get this season started, I want to say hi to Mark Means, who is keeping an eye on us back in Youngstown. Dave Ferris on a well-deserved vacation down in the Sunshine State, down in Florida, as it is now 1st and 10 for the Warlocks. Cleveland running a 4-2-5 defense, Coach.
There you go.
Defensively for the Cobras, scheduled to start were Joe Barrico, Art Green, Robert Littlejohn, Ambrose Picorni, Dontrell Nolling, Brandon Kari. He couldn't make it today. Tamir Stevens here, Deontay McDonald, and Lamar Hill, as well as Quay Harris at the safety position. So actually, you're going to mark the ball at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Warlocks here on this beautiful evening in Toledo, Ohio. Warlocks taking their time here. They're going to have 2 receivers to the near side, single receiver to the far side, moving right to left on your devices if you're listening on the Live 365 network or tune in. They'll have a running back to each side of the play caller. Handoff up the middle, and a pickup of about 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 now for the Warlocks.
Yeah, the offensive line opened that up. They just stepped right and shoved them down over, and the running back was able to cut left. So that was a good job by the defense, good job by the running back.
Big game back in Cleveland as the Rams and the Detroit Ravens going at it. That being covered by the 216 Sports Network. We'll try to keep each other apprised of some scores here as they come in. Warlocks now 2 receivers to the near side again. Shotgun. 1 running back to the left of the quarterback. Going to roll to the near side. Has some room to run out past the 20. But going to drop the ball. It's going to be covered up by Joe Barrico. Quarterback. Going to roll to the near side. Has some room to run out past the 20. But going to drop the ball. 1st and 10 for Cleveland at the 26-yard line. Cobras get the turnover deep in Warlock territory.
Yeah, they tell you what, their coach isn't going to be happy because he was carrying that to this left side, and he had it like a loaf of bread, and he just got tagged and knocked out, and we were able to jump on it. So he's got to learn that if he takes off, this ain't the NFL. You got to tuck that.
Had some confusion with the jerseys today here on both sides here, but I believe that's going to now for Cleveland. And they're going to mark this at the 26-yard line. 12:44 left here, first quarter, if you're just joining us here from Toledo, Ohio. Big offensive line for the Cleveland Cobras up front. Taylor Johnson, Dre Carr, Lamoris Dillard, Mike Vargo, and E.J. Bibbs, the Barbarian, the veteran for the Cleveland Cobras. I coined that. Actually,
I like that.
Built that off of Mike Babb, if you remember him, the center for the Cleveland Browns.
Met him one time at an airport. That's a strange story, but that's when Marty left and Bud Carson was brought in.
History time here in Toledo as T.J. Johnson at quarterback now, twin receivers to the far side, single receiver to the near side. Have 2 running backs. They're going to, on a read, Johnson going to keep this one out past the 25, 20, inside the 20, and down near the 16-yard line. That's going to be 2nd and 1 now for the Cobras. T.J. Johnson on the read option to get the Cobras started offensively.
Yeah, if D'Angelo Thompson would have made his block and sealed him a little bit more to the outside, I think he would have scored. But the defensive back was able to fight that off, was able to make the tackle.
Devin Tufts, the receiver to the near side. Twin receivers to the far side. T.J. Johnson in the shotgun. 1 running back to each side of him. There we go, max protection here. Actually going to give him a first down, Coach. Didn't see that. They'll send a man in motion from left to right. Twins right now. Johnson with the snap. He'll get off to the right side. Try to find some room out past the 20, 15, 10, 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Cobras get on the board. They take a 6-0 lead. Malik Gaddy on the run for Cleveland.
I'll tell you what, they did a nice job. Again, they went outside, and the tackle was able to seal inside. They picked up the linebacker, sealed him inside, and he was able to. It was a good run. I really thought he was going to get caught around the 2-yard line, but he was able to stretch the ball for a touchdown.
I want to acknowledge both leagues here. Premier Amateur Football League back this year. Jermaine Campbell, commissioner, also the Players Football Association, one of our favorites, and former Cobras, Dave Duncan, the commissioner of that league, as Cleveland now will, I believe they're going to go for the conversion, they're going to kick it, I believe. And Ben Lyons on for the extra point. $11:50 left here in the first quarter. Cobras take the 6-0 lead, capitalizing on the Warlock turnover. Snap is back, kick is up. And it's 7-0 in favor of the Cobras. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, a part of the iMedia One network. Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to clevelandcobrasfootball.com, Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football. $11:50 left here, first quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead. And while we have the opportunity, I want to give a big congratulations to the Grove City College baseball team on winning the PAC Tournament Championship. Grove City becoming the destination of champions over there. Yeah. Of course, we've covered some football over there, which has been a lot of fun. Coach DiDonato and crew over there making that a great place to go if you want to continue your football career as well as your academic career. Very important there with the Grove City Wolverines. A big shout out to Ryan Briggs. SID over there as Lions now will keep this one on a low kick. Going to roll past the 10, down to the 2-yard line, into the end zone. And they're actually going to pick it up, and he's going to take a knee. Smart move. Coach, I don't know, 4 or 5 of those white jerseys were coming free. Yeah, he had to look up and see that train coming at him. I'm just going to take a knee and just, get the ball out. That's all. First and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Warlocks. They trail 7-0 here early in this first quarter. Again, first game for the Cleveland Cobras. Missing a couple of names here that we'll be looking forward to seeing here coming up. As Warlocks will get the ball for it the second time here. Dominic Klopman unavailable today, so Malik Gaddy taking over at the running back position. And a little bit of a delay here. Coach Adam Rogerson out there talking to the officials. I'm not sure what the issue is, but the official's going to give him the courtesy of coming over and having a conversation with them. All right, so we're going to play some football here. 11:40 left here, first quarter. Jackson in the shotgun, one running back to each side, twins to the left of him. Handoff up the middle, try to fight through, but nowhere to go. May have lost a yard or two on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 11 now for the Warlocks. And there's also a helmet laying down there, so I don't know. Yep, we get one of the linemen, lost their noggin, so strap it back up and ready to go. Kind of a new phenomenon, Coach. I don't remember a lot of helmets coming off in my playing days, but if they're wearing them looser or what? But that was something I noticed with USFL or SFL or whatever they call themselves. A lot of helmets anymore coming off, so I don't know if it's the straps or what they're doing. 3 receivers to the near side now. Jackson in the shotgun, 3-step drop, looking out to his left, under pressure. Had a little bit of a hold back there, got away with it. Jackson firing out, and he's going to overthrow his target near the 40-yard line. And it'll bring up now 3rd down for the Warlocks. Looked like he had a little bit of time. Might have been a little bit of holding back there, but the official's going to let the young men play. Yeah, I guess he is. There's a little dancing in the backfield by the D end.
trying to get by and just, trying to say, hey, we're going to let him go around the edge.
Oh, you're down 7-0. It's a gift from the officials.
It's all right. It's early. We understand the officials.
No holding on the offensive line, though. Never is.
Yeah. Not the Hogs, baby. We don't make mistakes.
Jackson in the shotgun again. One running back to his left. He'll go twin receivers to each side. Again, 3-step drop. Over the middle, under pressure. Stepping up in the pocket. Has some room to run. Still looking downfield. He'll fire and complete at the 26-yard line. He'll make it out to the 30. And down at the 31-yard line. That's going to be a first down for the Warlocks. We can get you a number. And I believe that was going to be John Cooper there. Maybe 89 here. A little tough to see the numbers here, but we have a player down back there and an injury. I believe that's going to be a Cobra. We got 3 Cobras standing around. I mean, they're either it's either a Cobra or they're being very sportsmanlike, one or the other. Nonetheless, next week we will be back at home as the Cobras will take on the Erie Express. Paul Pennington and crew over there. Let me tell you, one of the better organizations at this level, Coach. We enjoy working with them, top notch in everything they do.
Yeah, absolutely. They're well-run organization, big people, a lot of college players, and they do an outstanding job there. It's fun to watch them.
That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff here, possibly about a 6:40 airtime for us. As the wounded Cobra player will make it to the sideline. He'll need a little assistance, but nonetheless now. So first down for the Warlocks. .9:51 left here, first quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead. As we get back to play. So 1st and 10. As they'll go to the pistol formation. Actually, back will go right to his left here. Twins to each side. 3-step drop again. He'll bounce around under pressure. Still some holding there, but official's going to let that one go and going to make his way out to the 35, near the 36-yard line. I believe that was going to be Nico St. Clair. Was looking for the decapitation shot.
Yeah, but Jacob Jacobson, he really needs to tuck that ball. He's going to lose another one. He's just got that over his head in front, and he's lucky.
So 2nd and 5 now for the Warlocks. 9:08 left here, first quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead. Look with twins to the far side. 2 receivers to the near side as well. Jackson in the shotgun. 1 running back to his left. I believe that'll be Sean Sloan. Quick pass out to the near side. Be complete at the 35. He'll make 1 move and be brought down at the 39-yard line. Going to be just short of a first down. Ambrose McCorney out of Green High School making the tackle out on the flat.
Andrew McCuro on the catch, and not a big guy, but he's looks like he's got some good hands on him. Made a move, got a couple more yards out of it.
I'll call this 3rd and 2. 8:20 left here, first quarter. Warlocks again with twin receivers to the far side, single receiver to the near side. They'll go with 2 backs in the backfield. Jackson in the shotgun, trying to rebound after the turnover. Hand off to the far side. And he'll get out to the 40-yard line. Still going to be a yard short of the first down. It'll bring up 4th and 1. And now decision time for the Warlocks.
Well, my opinion is you haven't really moved the ball. Don't give anything right at this point. So my opinion would be just be safe and get it out of there.
Are you serious?
That's
I seen you and Tommy Noble fight over this.
Well,
there was our gratuitous Coach Noble mention for the week.
Yeah, you got that.
So 4th and 1, and they will go for it. You would have won that argument, Coach, I guess.
Yeah.
So 2 receivers to the near side. Jackson in the shotgun with 2 backs. He'll take the snap, fire back out into the flat. It's going to be completed. Missed tackle, and he's going to go down to the 38-yard line, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. The Cobras will get the ball in Warlock's territory for the second time in as many possessions.
Yeah, and that the problem I have with that, Jim, is, again, we're not wrapping up. We're trying to bump these guys down. These DBs got to come up there and wrap them receivers. He was lucky because he did get a shot on him, didn't wrap him up, and the receiver ended up falling down. Otherwise, he's, I don't want to say off to the races, but he would at least got the first down, and he had some good yardage on that.
I had an opportunity to go out and see the Youngstown Patricians and the Canton Hurricanes. One of the things I saw, Coach, and this is an early season thing here. A lot of tackles we made with the head down. They're missing. Have to clean that up here as the Cobras now will go with 2 running backs in the backfield. And we're going to get a whistle. And timeout for the Warlocks. And they'll take a timeout. So we'll step aside as well for a break. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network. We're back right after this.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the OHSAA and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia One Network, Youngstown, Ohio.
7:13 left here, first quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead. They have the ball again in Warlock territory after a turnover on downs. And for Cleveland, the choice to defer to the second half apparently has worked out for them.
Yep. I can say that's a very good choice because of the field position, and that's what you want.
They've spent a lot of time down here in the Warlock territory. As now Cleveland taking their time here. Officials trying to get things cleaned up a little bit. TJ Johnson still at quarterback. Told we might see CJ Hale at the quarterback position as well, maybe coming up in the second quarter here. And this interleague game as we get prepared for May 31st, the kickoff and return of the Premier Amateur Football League. Johnson in the shotgun. He'll hand this one off. It'll be Gaddy. Gaddy breaking back to the far side. He has nothing but green in front of him. Inside the 15, 10 brought down near the 4-yard line. It'll be first and goal for the Cobras.
That was a great run. I'll tell you what, there was some blocking downfield, outstanding by the wide receivers and the end, and I believe he was a slot receiver. I mean, they sealed that edge off perfectly.
First and goal for the Cobras. They'll mark this at the 9-yard line, as I've been told. Johnson now in the shotgun. One player to his left. He'll give it again. Oh, actually going to pull it, keep it himself, hit for the corner of the end zone. And it's going to be close. Did he get to the pylon? And they're going to say no, he's just short. Second and goal coming up for the Cobras.
Sorry, Jim, he looked like he stretched it, but I believe his foot was out of bounds by the time he stretched it over the pylon.
So TJ Johnson and Malik Gaddy moving the Cobras downfield. Cobras yet to throw a pass. As TJ now will be in the shotgun. He'll have Gaddy to his left, one receiver to each side. He'll give it to Gaddy. Gaddy going to drop the ball, fall back on it. Fortunately, took a bounce right back to the chest of Malik Gaddy, and that'll bring up third and goal now for the Cobras.
I did not get a number on that, Jim, but here, oh boy, here we go. Here we go.
And a little bit of discussion there. We'll have some flags to confirm those dinner reservations tonight. As coaches will come in and try to get cooler heads to prevail. So third and goal for Cleveland when play resumes. 5:41 left here, first quarter. We'll have a couple flags on the play. I believe they're going to be offsetting, though, I would guess.
Yeah, I would imagine. Just offset it, and that way is what it is.
Well, and that's one way of just kind of putting it down. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to throw the flags, but not really hurt anybody.
Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't get a number. Somebody come off that edge. Holy moly, it was like a lightning for them. and unfortunately, he wasn't able to make the tackle. But you got to just stay cool, not get crazy.
Mark Means back at home, and of course, coming up later in the season here, Mark Means and Dave Clark will have the Youngstown Patricians, or John Galbraith and crew, getting ready to kick off their season at the Jackson Milton Stadium, which very nice stadium for what we do.
Yeah,
it should be a good time.
Yep, like the stadium. When we announced, I always said, "Welcome to the Bird Cage." We got a big kick out of that. My cousin Alan Mikovich was the head coach there for a while, and a good friend of mine who coached with me, Buck Campbell. And nice little stadium, good for minor league football.
Throwing out some names there, Coach.
I'm telling you. One more thing I want to throw out, it would have been his birthday today. My older brother passed away last year in July on the golf course, as he said he was going to, and today. And my stepfather as well, my brother Lenny and my stepfather Tom Russell, their birthday, May 10th today. So happy heavenly birthday to Dad Tom and big brother Lenny.
Well, Lenny, a longtime presence in radio in the Youngstown area over on mostly on WKBN.
Yep, with Jim
570.
Campbell. Yep, Jim Campbell. And, I always said he was Mr. Sports. You ask Lenny anything about sports, and, man, he knew it. And he was a track official, and he took stats and announced for the basketball games. They honored us this past winter I received a plaque. My girl Carol and I were at Fitz during a wrestling tournament with over 40 teams, and they honored my brother with a plaque, which is hanging in next to his picture in my office, and was quite pleased and happy with that. So, again, we got some time here, and the officials are trying to work some stuff out. So,
yep. So we're going to step aside for a timeout. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia One Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
.541 left here, first quarter. We worked through a couple of penalties here after a little bit of a little get-together there at the goal line. Premier Amateur Football League back in action coming up here beginning on May 31st. We'll have the Cleveland Cobras and the Cuyahoga Valley Rapids. And they were playing over at InfoCision Stadium in Akron last Saturday, Coach. Quite the presentation over there, I'll tell you. It's a good job there by the new organization. Seemed to be making a lot of contacts with the community and had a nice turnout for last week. So
that's good. That's very good. I would love to have coached at the stadium. I was able to do a scrimmage up there, up the old Akron Rubber Bowl. That was pretty neat. And that big bowl, went up there with my Cheney football team as a freshman coach and got to see Beanie Wells.
Great running back for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Oh, man. He was a man again with boys out there. He was amazing.
So back to action here as Cleveland will have the ball. Third. I'm really going to be third and goal. I think the yard markers could go down here, but nonetheless. Has TJ Johnson now in the shotgun. One running back to his right. Single receiver to each side. Johnson planting his feet, fires out to the left. And incomplete.
Yeah, he rushed it, Jim. He had him just sitting down right off the edge of the defense. They forgot about him, outside linebacker, or somebody should have been there, or a safety coming up on that on the formation. But They missed out on that one.
DeAndre Thompson, the intended target. Looked like he might have got hemmed up a little bit there going through traffic.
Possibly.
So 4th and goal now for the Cobras. Johnson now in an empty backfield. 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Cobras moving left to right on your device if you're listening in part of our audio network. Johnson stepping back, fires over the middle, incomplete. Pass was thrown behind the intended receiver, and that'll be a turnover on downs. Warlocks will get the ball. 4:51 left here, first quarter. Cobras have a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, he had some time. He should have been able to hit that little curl that they did. They ran the same play, basically, and he threw it wide to the receiver.
So the Cobras capitalizing on their first turnover. Joe Barrico getting the fumble. And then Malik Addy making his way into the end zone for the Cobras. They've given him the 7-0 lead. Menline coming on for the conversion. And I believe the Warlocks are going to take a timeout. 4:51 left here, first quarter. We'll step aside for a timeout. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio. Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Warlocks take their second time out here with 4:51 left in the first quarter. They trail 7-0. But have the ball 1st and 10 after a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. Excuse me, I'll be on the 8 as I try to maneuver around the window here. So a little bit of a delay here. And Warlocks seem like they're not quite in sync here. Maybe a little bit of slow developing, trying to get in the play set up as Jackson will be in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side, a single receiver to the far side. 1 running back to each side of the signal caller. Jackson with the low snap. Back in the end zone, steps up. Pump fakes under pressure, and he's going to be brought down. We'll get the whistle. And we'll call that a coverage sack, Coach. He seemed to have a good amount of time back there, but too much pressure.
Yeah,
ultimately.
he should have gotten rid of that. He was getting a little bit of pressure when he stepped to the right. If there was nothing there, just throw it in the vicinity. Don't lose yardage. Just right now, you got to just get this offense going.
Clock continues to run here, first quarter. Cobras with the 7-0 lead. And we'll be back next week as we'll head back to Cleveland, and the Cobras will take on the Erie Express. Paul Pennington and crew over there. And Cobras will be at home for the first time this season. As Jackson now in the shotgun. Twin receivers to each side. Back to pass under pressure in the end zone. He'll make his way out just barely. Flag comes in, and he'll just make his way out. It'll be another sack flag on the play, though, and we're going to have a holding against the Warlocks. Now, the question is, did it occur in the end zone?
Where the flag flew, it is not.
Okay, so no signal up here to the press box, so we'll have to try to get that fixed.
It was
at
holding.
halftime. Okay.
Yeah, he called holding.
So, indeed, a holding call coming up against the Warlocks. I thought they said that it was going to be declined, maybe. I couldn't hear entirely, but...
They bumped him back, Jim.
All right, so they're going to be right on the precipice of their own end zone as Jackson in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side. He'll get rid of it quickly. He'll throw it low. It'll be picked up, but they're going to say incomplete. I'll bring up 3rd down now for the Warlocks. 2:54 left here. This clock will continue to run. Ball actually at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
So I would venture to say on your play sheet for a coach, there's not a whole lot of calls for this one.
Punt.
I'm not sure I would even be in the shotgun either, Coach. I mean, trying to, you're back 8 yards in the end zone. As Jackson now looking out to the flat. Gets it out to his intended receiver, but it's going to be incomplete, intended for John Cooper. And it's going to bring up 4th down, and certainly I would believe this would be a punting situation. Actually, that was 4th down.
Jim.
Okay, they had marked as 3rd.
That's why I don't understand. You should have punted. I had 4th on the stick, and I didn't know why they went. But
okay,
maybe they don't have a punter. I don't know.
Well, that's when you get one of them big old linemen back there. Tell them to boot it.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, now the Cobras are going to have the ball 1st and 10 at the Warlock 1 yard line. 2:19 left here, first quarter. Cleveland with a 7-0 lead.
So the quarterback just couldn't drop back and throw the ball and say punt?
We tried that as a fake punt, throw it straight up in the air.
Straight up in the air.
Might have been a great call.
I mean, think about that.
T.J. Johnson in the shotgun, one running back to his left. Twin receivers to his left is also. He'll flip his back from left to right. Johnson with the read. Handoff and into the end zone. Excuse me, I believe that's going to be Slap Thompson, if I'm not mistaken. I can't tell. I believe it's going to be, and we'll try to see who has the ball, who got into the end zone. Again, jerseys were a little bit of an issue here this evening, but nonetheless, Cleveland takes a 13-0 lead with 2:14 left here, first quarter. Ben Lyons on for the extra point. Cleveland short one. So bring one out. Joe Barrico, the defensive lineman, will be the holder. That's interesting.
Good hands. Totally counts.
Snap is back. Kick is up. And I believe that was good. Ben Lyons, 2 for 2 on extra points.
Yeah, and he has a cheering.
He does.
Here. You know them kickers. You know how they are.
Now, 2:14 left here. As we head towards the end of the first quarter here, Cleveland with the 14-0 lead. Trying to get you a score from that big game going over in Cleveland. The Rams and the Detroit Ravens playing. And that was a big game. We got to see them last year, and the Ravens are the real deal.
Yeah, they are. Yes, indeed. That quarterback was amazing. He could throw a ball 50 yards on a dime.
So Ben Lyons will kick this one off here as the sun starts to set to the west. We'll give us a glare for just a little bit. And this was a 6 o'clock scheduled kickoff. A little bit of a delay. Didn't kick off until just prior to the 7 o'clock hour. Of course, hockey season just coming to an end as well. The Youngstown Phantoms, they bow out to the Muskegon Lumberjacks, who are playing in the finals of the Clark Cup Championship. And Lions kick this one downfield. Going to be a little bit short. Going to go out of bounds. And that will set up the Warlocks well away from their end zone this time, which they could really use.
Yeah. Give them a little field position.
Also, congratulations to the Canton Akron Jets, winning the 2025 Buckeye Cup there, Coach. Made their way out to Anaheim and Irvine, California to participate in the USA Hockey National Championships. Great experience for those young men.
Well, we know that one of the gentlemen personally that went out there.
A little biased on that one, but
a little biased.
was privileged to call that championship game, and wow, what a game it was. Now we head right into football season, Coach, and as we'll make our way through the summer through the PAFL schedule, we will prepare for high school football.
Absolutely.
In the Valley.
Did that not go out of bounds, Jim?
I thought.
Huh? Oh, did he?
Okay, so we're being told he caught it. I thought.
Okay.
All right. So we're having all kinds.
Yeah.
As the Warlocks will have the ball 1st and 10.
Ouch.
At the 8-yard line. Jackson in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the near side. One running back to his left hip. Single receiver to the far side. Back to pass. He'll get it back out here. A missed tackle on a completed pass at the 5. And it'll be brought down to the 11-yard line. Flag comes in. And see if we can get the call from our officials.
That went from all the way across the field.
Indeed it did. Ambrose Picorni on the tackle.
So I don't know what they're going to... Maybe a face mask?
It would be nice if they would point up here and tell us.
He marked it down 5 more yards, so I don't...
All right.
Yep. Incidental, I guess.
So they'll mark this at the 16-yard line. Bring up 2nd down and just about 2 for the Warlocks. 44 seconds left here, first quarter. Jackson in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 1 stacked. Jackson up the middle, under pressure, and he's going to be brought down by a host of Cleveland Cobras. It'll bring up 3rd down, short of the line to gain. So Jackson having 2 problems. Either one, the coverage sack's coming because the secondary taking his options away, or he's getting great pressure up from the front of that Cobras defensive line.
I think it's a combination, Jim.
Can't seem to pick one or the other. But nonetheless, Warlocks 3rd and 3, I believe.
That's what the sticks say. So we'll see.
Jackson, quick pass again out to his left. It'll be complete out to the 15, 20, and brought down at the 22-yard line. That's enough for a Warlock 1st down.
They do a good job with that quick pass. The Cobras are playing off, so they need to get up on them.
Matt Federer, the linebacker out of Cleveland. John Marshall, former Ohio Gladiator, making the tackle. As we are just under 30 seconds to play here, first quarter. I don't believe the Warlocks will have to run another play. It looks like they're going to choose not to. So 10 seconds left here. The clock will run off. So we will step aside for a timeout. When we come back, second quarter action here from Toledo, Ohio. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the OHSAA and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia One Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We'll flip sides of the field now. Warlocks going from left to right. Cobras from right to left. Cleveland with a 14-0 lead, Coach, and they've spent a lot of time on that side of the field. Warlocks have not been able to get it into Cleveland territory.
No, they've got to regroup here, and they've got to come together as a team. There's just too much arguing and whatever, and unfortunately, you know, things got a little heated there, and watched some players take a little walk, but that's you can't run a football team that way. You got to suck it up and do what you got to do, and you got to get better. That's all.
15 minutes up on the board here as we'll start the second quarter.
Yes, sir.
A little bit slow moving here again for the Warlock offense. And sun starting to set here to our west, giving us a little bit of a glare. But we are fortunate to have a beautiful evening, though.
My brother does that to me, my brother David, all the time. Oh, we're going west. How do you know this stuff?
Well, that's where the sun goes, Bob.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. I'm going, how the heck is he
We made
know
you go to a
west?
commercial.
Okay. Go to a commercial.
Jackson
Jim,
in the shotgun.
jeez.
Twin receivers to the right. He'll have a wing to the right as well. Back to pass. Fires out to the right side.
There it
And that's
is.
going to be picked off at the 20-yard line. Returned by the Cobras for a touchdown. 14:52 of the second quarter. Cobras take a 20-0 lead.
You know, Jim, I was going to say when they ran that play a couple times down there, that DB got to be frothing at the mouth because I'm telling you right now, I'd jump that real quick. And the sad thing about that throw was he threw it from the far hash. That ball took forever to get to the receiver, and unfortunately, it was picked.
Trying to get you a number here for the Cobras. And again, our rosters were not as accurate as we had hoped today, but we'll see if we can get that for you here. We did try to correct some of them, but Cobras take a 20-0 lead. Ben Lyons will come on for the conversion.
I did not get a number on that.
Probably one of the easiest touchdowns you'll see for a defensive back. Snap is back. Lions kick is up, and it is good. 14:52 of the second quarter. Cobras take a 21-0 lead. We'll step aside for a timeout. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia One Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
14:52 left here, second quarter. Cleveland with a 21-0 lead after a 20-yard interception return for a touchdown. Didn't get a number for you again. We apologize with some jersey changes today. That happens sometimes here in the preseason. But I assure you, on May 31st, we will be ready to go here as Lions now will kick this one. It'll be a high kick, going to be short, fielded at the 17-yard line, brought out to the 25, near the 30, and 30 is where they will take over. First and 10, 14:40 left here in the second quarter. Warlocks just looking to get off their side of the field.
Yep.
Notice Robert Littlejohn on the field here, coach. He played for the Cobras for a few years there, headed over to the Gladiators for 1 year, back home now with Cleveland, and he was one of the fun ones we like to watch. Tall, lean, and we always compare him like that Jason Taylor type where he can reach out and grab you.
Yeah, absolutely, and quick off the ball. I mean, just a great athlete.
So first and 10 for the Warlocks at the 30-yard line. I am told that is Smoke Fortson on the interception touchdown. Jackson throwing down the sideline, and a little miscommunication on the pattern. His receiver went to the inside. He threw down the sideline,
Well, he picked the ball up off the turf, Jim, and he had a couple guys breathing, so I think he just kind of said, let me get it out there in a safe place.
Yeah, one of the things we saw last week was the looping snap, but he would also take a couple steps back in that shotgun, and it was kind of disrupting the snap. It's been a little better this week. Joe Puerto Rico out there on the line as well. Arthur Green also on that defensive line. Handoff off the right side. Plenty of room to run. You get out to about the 34-yard line, pick up a 4. And it'll be at 3rd and 6 now for the Warlocks. Just about 13 minutes to play here in this first half.
Actually, that play looked really good. I mean, they blocked well up front. Running back got it. I think that was Sloan. Excuse me.
So twin receivers to the near side, 2 running backs, max protection, handoff off the left side. Big man with the ball, and he'll be brought down on a couple-yard loss. Trying to power the ball off that left side of the Warlocks offense, and nowhere to go. Sean Sloan on the carry for the Warlocks. 12:15 left here, second quarter. Clock will continue to run. Twin receivers to the far side. Again, they'll go with 2 running backs. Single receiver to the near side here. As Jackson back to a pass. Looking downfield. He'll pump fake. Under pressure again. Trying to find some room to run. He'll get out to the 30, 35, and be brought down near the 38-yard line. A couple yards short of a first down. It'll bring up 4th down. And now, historically, since we saw them go for it at their own 1-yard line, I assume they're going to go for it now.
That was 4th down.
Oh, that was 4th down. Okay,
Absolutely.
so it's at 3rd on the marker. We're trying to keep up with the chain game there.
Yeah,
all right.
Because right now, we don't know what number's up there. It looks like scrambled eggs there.
It's the digitized version.
I believe that was Nico Sinclair that came over as a DB and was able to make that. But
looks like our down marker's hard drive went bad. 11:54 left here in this first half. Got to have a sense of humor.
Have to. Okay, they got it. We're going to run.
Tyree Knight going to head to the sideline for the Cobras. 1st and 10 for Cleveland at the 37-yard line, still on the Warlock side of the field. If it wasn't for the quarter change, they would wear the turf out on that side, but twin receivers to the near side. Dave Slap Thompson at quarterback. 2 receivers to the far side. Thompson with the snap. Stepping up in the pocket, fires down the sideline, has a wide open receiver, caught at the 5-yard line. Devin Tufts with the reception, and I thought this was NFL rules. He should have got up and run. He should have sold that,
Yeah, absolutely. He did not get touched.
So Devin Tufts gets his first reception as a Cleveland Cobra, sets the Cobras up with a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Great throw by Slap. I mean, right there.
Johnson now the running back. He'll move over from quarterback to the left hip of Slap Thompson, longtime Cleveland Cobra. For the 5-yard touchdown, Cobras take a 27-0 lead.
Just a great run up the middle, blocking absolutely outstanding by the O-line. Open holes for him, and he was able to get right in the right inside the end zone.
So 10:42 left here in the second quarter. Cobras take a 27-0. As I try to get all my paperwork in order here. Ben Lyons on for the extra point. A 5-yard run by T.J. Johnson. And a fire call here. Ball's loose, and the conversion going to be no good. So 10:42 left here, second quarter. Cleveland will keep the 27-0 lead. We will step aside for a timeout. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia One Network, Youngstown, Ohio. The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
10:42 left here in this half. Cobras with a 27-0 lead. TJ Johnson getting into the end zone. Ben Lyons not able to convert on the extra point. And pretty much, Coach, that's about the worst thing that's happened to Cleveland today.
Yeah, they're definitely in sync.
Cobras missing a few names this week. Most notably, Andy Code has an injury. We expect him back, we would hope. Of course, we will also see Dominic Klopman coming back as well. And we talked about the young man out of Massillon High School, Brandon Carmen. Everybody pretty excited about him. The linebacker, first-year linebacker for the Cobras. And onside kick here, ball going to roll past the 40, and it's going to be picked up by Cleveland. Malik Gaddy, I believe, going to cover this on special teams. And the Cobras take over again in Warlock territory with 10:29 left here in the second quarter.
Well, I'm a little confused on that. That's on coach, or if they have a special teams coach, you got to be within 10 yards of the ball. They looked like they were about 20 yards away from the ball, so they spotted that, and that's why they onside kicked it. That was just an easy give.
Ben Lyon, the veteran kicker.
He probably made that call himself. He probably saw that.
Found the soft spot, and had he not rolled, he probably would have been able to return that one for a touchdown, but that was a la Tim Goforth. We talked about him earlier.
Absolutely.
So Thompson now in the shotgun, and one running back to his left, twin receivers to the near side. Thompson, stand firm, fire out to the right side, complete at the 31-yard line, and making his way down to the 25-yard line. And that's going to be enough for a Cobra first down. Trying to figure out who that is actually. And we've had a few number changes here. And so Cleveland's going to take a timeout, so we will take one as well. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One Network. We're back right after this.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia One Network, Youngstown, Ohio. The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
9:27 left here, second quarter. Cobras with the ball, first and 10. They'll have it at the 25-yard line. That was going to be James Cooney on the reception prior to that to give him the first down. Normally wears number 10. We're number 1 today. Thompson now in the shotgun, twin receivers to the near side. Thompson, the Cobra veteran, taking his time. Throw it down the sideline, wide open, overthrew his intended receiver. I don't know if you're going to get a better look than that, but Thompson not quite setting his feet enough and threw it behind the receiver, not out of bounds.
That's when you get excited and you see somebody wide open and you plunk it. Because
is that the technical term?
Believe me, you plunk it.
All right. Well, we blunked it. All right. Dave Thompson, though, 2nd and 10 now. One of the More dependable people that you've seen around this level. And back in the shotgun again. 2 receivers set to each side. He'll take about a 2-step drop, look out to his right, and throw it right over the middle. Pass again. Was intended for Cooney, but couldn't connect on it. It was a good play by Delano Reynolds.
Yeah, unfortunately, their pass rush is just not happening. And Slap's got all day back there to throw.
Yeah, luxury for Thompson.
Well, they got 3 down linemen, and the rest are all defensive backs. So they're really trying to really hold them from throwing a football.
Indeed here, 7:42 as the clock continues to run. Here in this first half, Cobras with a 27-0 lead. Third and 10 now for Cleveland. Twin receivers to each side. Thompson in the shotgun. Warlocks will drop back a linebacker, and he'll show blitz and head back again. Thompson, 3-step drop, looking out to his left, fires out to the end zone. Interference should be the call here. Nothing. And finally, we're going to get a flag, but what is the flag for? Is it the interference call, or is it going to be an unsportsmanlike against Cleveland? It's hard to say.
Well, he was just, I don't think he was unsportsman. I think he was telling the official, I got tackled and the ball wasn't even out of the quarterback's hands. I mean, he got mauled pretty good, so I got to think, that's
okay. So
pass interference.
Pass interference going to be the call. As the sun starts to beat down into the windows here. And we'll get a whistle. Caldwell making his way out to the sidelines, well as with the coaching staff. A little bit of jawing going on back and forth. See Matt Wise watching in. Well, we would rather have you here. And we got some celebration from the Warlocks, but I don't know what that's about. And why do I get the feeling, Coach, that this game has just ended?
They called it. Something happened that we did not see. Maybe the officials warned them.
And for the second week in a row, the Warlocks game will end before the half. Cobras end their first game on hand with a 27-0 lead. We're going to step aside for a timeout. We'll see if we can't get some information here. When we come back, we'll wrap it up. Here from Toledo, Ohio, you are listening to the Cleveland Cobras here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network. We're back right after this.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces. just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia One Network, Youngstown, Ohio.
Back here as we wrap it up here from Toledo, Ohio. Cobras with a 27-0 lead. However, game comes to an end with 6:04 left in the second quarter. We don't make it to halftime here. For whatever reason, we're going to leave it up to the officials on why the game was called. We have no idea up here. We're going to let it go as far as that. But nonetheless, Cobras will be back in action next Saturday as they will take on the Erie Express. That game in Cleveland. That will be the home opener for the 2025 Cleveland Cobras. Take a look at the scoring recap here, as it would be Malik Gaddy getting into the end zone to get the scoring started, and it would be a Ben Lyons extra point. They will give the Cobras a 7-0 lead. Also in the first quarter, Cobras would get a 1-yard run. It would increase the lead to 14-0. Second quarter, it would be a 20-yard interception return by Kev Fortson. That will give the Cobras the 21-0 lead, and then with 10:42 left in the second quarter, TJ Johnson would head into the end zone on a 5-yard run. That would give them the 27-0 lead. Ben Lyons could not connect on the extra point. And that is our final score here from Toledo. And best thing we have right now, Coach, is looking forward to a matchup with the Erie Express next week. And again, one of the top organizations at this level. You can talk about them in the same breath as the Columbus Fire and the Racine Raiders. And certainly we're looking forward to preparing all week there with Jesse Caldwell, Paul Pennington, and crew. And should be a good time next week as we return to Cleveland.
Yep. We're looking forward to that, and hopefully we have a full game. And we have to control ourselves sometimes on the field. We can't let our emotions happen, and it's just how it goes. Emotion is a big part of this football game. And you don't help your team if something happens. So we don't know. We're not going to speculate, but obviously something was said or something was done for them to call the game. So,
final score out of that big game out of Cleveland, the Detroit Ravens and the Cleveland Rams. The Ravens get the 35-12 win over the Rams, and they continue to be dominant even on the road. Again, we got an opportunity to see them last year as they took on the Cleveland Cobras. Cobras making their way to Detroit as part of their out-of-league portion of their schedule, and they are the real deal, Coach. And it was an impressive performance, especially when you got to see them up close and personal.
Yeah, they got some players on that team. I'll tell you what, you sit back and you go, and you look at teams like this in our minor league football, if you want to call it, and you sit back and go, how good is an NFL player? When what we saw last year, I mean, these guys were pretty amazing. They had some players that could really ball out. So, again, it's just, I guess, timing and what you can do. So,
certainly an impressive organization. Again, we'll see two good organizations next week as the Cobras and the Express will get together. Game 2 of the Cobra season, and will be their second game. Well, it will be interleague, but it will not be a PAFL sanctioned game.
Okay.
So, nonetheless, should be a good one here. We'll keep you posted on social media and up to date on what time. It should be a 7 o'clock kickoff, which should put us on there right around 6:40, give or take a few minutes. So for the coach, Bob Gessler, for Matt Craven, I'm Jim Craven. Thanks for joining us here on this abbreviated version of Cleveland Cobras football from Toledo, Ohio. Your score one final time here. The Cleveland Cobras, 27. The Northwest Ohio Warlocks, nothing. And we will see you all next week right here on the iMedia One Network.
Good night, everyone.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of Western Reserve Radio. And we now return to our regularly scheduled programming.